Yo, Mob, what's the word? Back with another video. This is episode 11 of the Road to Funded Challenge. So, as you know, in the previous episode, we've been on a crazy losing streak. I'm talking about like August is one of the months where I expect to lose damn near. So, I just need to chill. But good news is we got our first win in the last like 5-6 trading days. So great news, we got our first win. And the funny part about all this is I did the same thing I did the previous 5 days. It's just that today decided to work. Crazy, right? But we're gonna get straight into that. Before we get into that, make sure if you're new to trading, don't know what trading is, need help, confused when people say, hey, this is trading, you join the free mob community, and in there you will have the free beginners program. Now, the free beginners program isn't just a program that's out there for the hell of it. The free beginners program is there to help the new trader or the trader who's been trading never understand the basics and understand how to get their feet wet within the trading. You'll not only learn what trading is, but you'll learn how to start trading, how to practice trading with fake money so you don't lose real money, and many more. So make sure you hit that link in the description and check that out. But don't want to hold y'all too long. Let's get straight to the video.
All right, let's get into it. And let me go ahead and 1 second. All right, cool. All right, so today, pretty simple, same as always, right? So I was looking at the market, I was looking at ES, and I also was paying attention to YM. So I went to YM, and YM, I did my cycle high, which was here, and I did my cycle low, which was right here. I wasn't really too much of a fan of it, but I wanted to mark that out just in case there was opportunity. And then I also went to ES, which is one I prefer. In ES, we had our cycle high right here, which would be this candle over here, cycle high. And then our cycle low would be this candle here. So I liked ES a little bit more because there's more space in between, right? If I go back to YM just to look at that, you'll see that it's kind of overlapping. There's a little space, but a couple things with YM that I'm not a fan of. So number one is I'm just looking at structure, right? We see the market. Let's start from here. Went up, came down, up, down, up, down. You could call this the high right here, low. Gave us another high, gave us another low. Then it reversed to the upside, right? Let's move this on over so you can see. We end up breaking structure to the upside here. Now, I didn't like that because I am overall bearish on the market currently. Just that's my view of what I've seen, right? If I check higher time frames as well, you'll see that we kind of had this major downtrend coming. We had this big aggressive move down, had this retracement phase back up here, and from there we just kind of been fizzling back down. But I was overall bearish on the market, and when I looked at YM, it looks like it's trying to create bullish structure. So YM was not the choice of my, or not the trade of my choice today. Instead, I decided to look at ES and see what ES is about, right? So ES, same thing, right? We had a up, down, up, down, up, down, up, uh, down, up, down. All right, so ES, move that on over. That looks more clear to me. That looks like it's obviously going down. Because you should know this, but if you don't know this, in order for the market to move up, we have to have a staircase pattern like this going all the way up, right? The market will never do something like, if it wants to go up in price, it'll never just do this, right? It's going to work its way up there. That's how the market moves. So if we want it to move down, then we can assume that it's going to move similar to something like this, right? The market will never, ever just move straight like this. If it does move straight like this, just know that the move back up is coming, right? Whenever it moves straight like that, you'll see another move back up. But this is how you want to see the market move. So, being that I'm overall bearish on this, right? I go to a higher time frame as well. You'll see that we have bearish structure going on in the most recent price action, right? We had start from here. We have a high, low, high, low, high, low, right? So higher time frame, I'm seeing a bearish price action go. How do I move this over? Bearish price action. And I go to a lower time frame. I'm also seeing bearish price action. So best bet is ES because everything is pointing towards the same direction, right? So now that I have that covered, let's go back to our cycle levels, our highs and lows. So we have our cycle high, which was this candle right here. Then we have our cycle low, which is this candle right here. So because I want to sell, I only have two options. And when you trade every single day, you need to identify the options that you want to trade. You shouldn't just get on the charts and be like, whatever happens today, I'll do it, da da da. Like, yes, you want to go with the flow of the market and you don't want to force things that aren't there, but you want to have an idea of what you're going to do before you even do it. The market can move either this way or move either that way. If it does one of those ways, I'm willing to take the trade. If it doesn't do that way or it doesn't appear that way, I'm not trading. It's simple as that. That's how you keep your profits and you keep your account. So because I want to sell because I'm bearish on all of the time frames plus my five, I want to see the market either come into here, come out of this area, give us a retest, and then continue to sell down, right? Option one. Or I want to see the market close below our cycle low, give it a retest, and continue selling down. Option two. One of these two options I must see for my sell analysis to play out, right? So let's let the market play out, see what it does. Boom, you get this wick down right here. And this is the importance. I can't stress it enough. The importance of letting this close. Look, I'm gonna replay this. I'm gonna slow it down to where you can see it minute by minute, right? You'll see that, and some people will just get in the trade because they're seeing it. It's red. They think it's gonna close. It's below the level, and that's when they rush into positions, right? But if you were to just wait, you'll see that a wick is being formed. You'll see something like this, right? You might still think it's gonna sell, but if this candlestick has not closed, you aren't taking a trade. I can't stress that enough because there's a lot of people who actually are profitable, or I'm not saying they're profitable. They could be profitable if they had more patience. And it's crazy because patience pays in trading. Patience pays tremendously, right? So, anyways, just keep it going. You'll see we end up closing green inside. We have no trade to take, right? There's nothing that we should have done yet, right? So we're just waiting. We're watching. There's still no trade to take. And you see how the person who would have just entered off of this break right here, they're scared right now because yes, they haven't been stopped out technically, but at the same time, now that they're seeing this, like, oh wait, are we going up? Like, there's nothing saying we're going down to me in this area at least. So you just want to keep on waiting, right? You want the perfect opportunity. Trading is not about getting the most opportunities; it's about getting the perfect opportunity. So we're waiting, we're watching, right? We're seeing more positive signs towards the downside that could be in our favor. See, nope, still hasn't closed, right? I don't care how close it gets. If it's just going to be a wick, let me move to the bottom. If it's just going to be a wick, that is not enough. That is not enough. So let's see, do we get a close? Nope, still don't get a close, right? But instead of being panicking because I'm already in the trade, I'm not panicking. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what happens, right? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the beautiful part about trading. You can kind of just wait if you actually listen. But anyways, cool. So we broke out of our cycle level. What does this mean? Cool. I'm ready to enter the trade. So I'm gonna enter right here. Stop loss will be the high of the cycle, right? Just like that. And honestly, you can get away with just doing that because that's 8 is typically good enough as far as what do you call it? As far as risk, right? So 1 to 2 it will be our break even, and then 1 to 3 would be our final TP. And again, there's a reason why I choose these levels. I back tested these levels over 300 times, and these levels 1 to 2 typically, if we hit 1 to 2 and reverses and it goes to break even, it's going to stop you out. It's going to reverse all the way. Typically, it will not come back to break even after it gets to 1 to 2. So that's when you want to go break even. It can get to 1 to 1.8 and still go to break even and then come back down in your favor. So that's why you don't want to move it too early. But once it's 1 to 2, you might want to move it. 1 to 3, that is my golden ratio. 1 to 3 is what I like. You can go further if you want, but trading is not about being greedy. If you can do the same thing consistently every day, every week, you're gonna make money. It's not about how much money you can make in one sitting. It's about how many times you can make consistent money over a week, a month, a year, whatever it is. So we're in the trade because it tags us in right there. So now we're in the trade, letting market play out, going through some drawdown, right? Just kind of waiting for the market to do what it does. Cool. We start to get the fall back down. And let me speed this up actually, past 1 minute. And move this on over. Right. This today was actually very slow. Like we weren't getting movement at all. I was just sitting there waiting all day. But once you're in the trade, you're in the trade. There's nothing else to really do. So at this point, I'm break even, which means the market, I don't want to see it come back above this line right here. So from this point, I'm either going to, and I usually move break even like to a couple dollars. So I'm gonna get paid for something, right? At a normal job, you might make what $150 a day. So just move your stop loss to 150. That way, you're at least on pace with a normal job, right? Even if it goes all the way back. Yes, it can be annoying to see yourself up $900 and then go all the way back down to 150. But keep in mind how much your job probably pays you now, and it's probably not even 150. Or if it is 150, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine you got two checks instead of one check every 2 weeks or 1 week or however long you get paid. You'd probably still be a little more happy. But yeah, letting the market play out, right? Just doing its thing. And boom, eventually we hit the 1 to 3 perfectly. And yeah, that was pretty much all there was to this trade. Now, this trade actually was pretty simple, pretty easy, cutthroat. I mean, not cutthroat. What am I talking about? Straight to the point. We wait for that cycle low to be broken, or we would have waiting for this cycle high to have a break and retest. We got the break on the cycle low. We entered off of the retest. Yes, we're in some drawdown. We really didn't even get into real profit until I got in this trade at what time? I got in this trade at 9:40. We didn't get into real profit until about 12 o'clock. So just to show, like, trading is about patience. I couldn't control how fast this went. I wanted it to move faster, but there's another trader who saw all of this and he got out because he was impatient, not knowing that he could have made his entire profit, his entire TP would have got hit if he just would have waited, right? These are the parts about trading that you don't know, you can't control. But what I can control is not getting in when it was wicking. What I can control is not trying to rush it in. Yeah, I could have got in when it wicked this time, and yes, I would have won this time, which is amazing. It's cool, right? But there's going to be a lot of times where you realize if you just would have waited, you would have saved your loss, right? There's going to be times where you missed the trade, but this game, you're trying to save yourself from unnecessary losses. You can't stop yourself from losing because you're going to lose. That's how trading is. But unnecessary losses is probably why I think 90% of people can't get it. Like, it's not that they don't know how to win. I can pick a lot of traders, and I can find a lot of traders. I just go on Instagram right now. Somebody can show me a winning trade. I can see somebody winning multiple trades throughout a week, throughout a month. Like, I see all of those. But what they're not showing you is the losses they're taking. And when you want to become profitable, it's not because you're going to, or when you become profitable, it's not because your winners are just that much better. It becomes your winners are still the same as they were before, even when you weren't profitable. It's that your losers aren't as much, and also you're not losing unnecessary trades, right? You don't want to lose a trade because you were impatient. If you lose a trade, you want to lose because your probabilities just didn't play out that trade. But you never want the reason you lost your trade to have to do something with patience. But yeah, we had a green day. I was so happy to get rid of that losing streak. Like, I'm telling you, I don't care how long I've been trading. When you're on a losing streak, it really be, it sucks, bro. It really be getting to you. I ain't gonna lie. But we out of that first green day in a minute. I'm gonna take it. And same thing tomorrow. See what happens, right? But it's everything I got. Peace, love. Y'all be smooth.